Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. Thank you for joining me here today. For any further information on all of the recordings, the sessions, lectures, classes, meditations, all of that information can be found on my website, which will be below. I will be having my next lecture over Zoom. It will be also available on my website though for purchase, either the last Sunday of August or the first Sunday of September. But I will let you know in my next YouTube video, and it will be up on my website probably within about a week if you are interested in looking at that. I also want to mention that I'm going to begin putting up on Instagram now weekly messages from the planet Mars, because the planet Mars is in Aries. It entered that sign on June 28th and June 29th. It will be there through the first week of January 2021. It's going to be retrograding in that sign from September 9th through November 14th. We are now currently in what's called the pre-shadow of this Mars retrograde in Aries, and we entered that pre-shadow on July 25th. And this is why I would like to put up a weekly message. I will probably start it either Monday or Tuesday this coming week. I'm going to try to keep it to Tuesday, because Tuesday in Latin is martes or mardi in French, and it's ruled by the planet Mars. I will do my best to keep it on that day, though I'm not always able to do so because I'm a very, very busy person right now with all of my beautiful clients here. So let's jump onto the messages for this Lion's Gate. It is 8/8 in the year 2020. Very interesting numerology. We have 2020, which is the double 2, which also, when added together, is a 4. So we have the energy of 2, 4, and 8. The even numbers. And in the Tarot deck, that would be the energy of the High Priestess, the Emperor, and the Strength card, all major arcana. The Divine Feminine and our intuitive body is there represented in the High Priestess. What we are developing and becoming in this year of 2020 is the Emperor, which means the co-creator, the manifester of our life. But to reach that capacity, we have to first go through the journey or the inner process of understanding what that means for us on an individual level. Do we have enough self-love, self-confidence, self-esteem, self-respect developed thus far in our life to fully feel like we're ready to embody the Emperor energy, which is very much about following our higher mind, our rational, logical beingness, while the High Priestess is about following ancient knowledge that lies within us through our intuitive body. The High Priestess has so many personifications, not only through the Tarot, but through the Greco-Roman world, as well as Norse mythology, the Hindu religion, the Egyptian world. Very ancient energy embodied within the High Priestess energy. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe I already pulled the cards. One of those cards is going to be very symbolic of that energy that we are in. And all of these energies are swirling around with us for this Lion's Gate. We entered the Lion's Gate pretty much around the end of July. Once the sun entered Leo, we started on this journey. For others, they like to say that we enter it always around July 27th. And at that point, we were building towards that beautiful full moon in Aquarius with the sun in Leo, which happened here on August 3rd. And so by then we were actually in this energy, this portal energy or Stargate energy, if you will. And it's building through the 8th up to the new moon on August 18th. And it is a black moon, by the way. A black moon is whenever we have 4 new moons within a season. Now let's look a little bit deeper at this energy. So numerologically, 8, 8, 2, and 4. The 2 is about the energy of the moon, the energy of intuition and the high priestess. The 4 in numerology is the energy of the master builder, the organizer, the architect of one's world. And in numerological language, it does resonate very well with the Emperor's energy. It's that realization that we are here to set the foundations for our life. And in this year of 2020, we're stopping along the way, which is why we have so many retrogrades this year, as well as 6 eclipses. It's giving us these profound moments to stop and look back at our life, to breathe in the present moment, and then to see what it is we want to create for our future. This is a year unlike any other, where I feel as if the timeline is very circular as opposed to linear. And within that circular pathway, we are standing within the present, the past, and the future all at once. And that is what is being embodied in the energy of this year. And the tarot card of 2020 is the Judgment card, and it speaks very much about our pathway, our fate line, our destiny line. What are the seeds that we have planted through the journey of our souls and through our karmic lifetimes here on Earth? But I would like to bring in also our cosmic lifetimes. We can take the Judgment card and raise it to a whole new level with that. That at this time we are sitting or standing at a new frontier on the journey and the evolution of our soul, as well as the evolution of our species and the planet Earth. Very, very significant year. Now, there are 4 royal stars. They were considered the gatekeepers of the heavens. They were the 4 brightest stars that we could see from the night sky from a very early time in our civilization. It goes all the way back to the ancient Egyptians, though it was the ancient Persians that really brought in the idea of the 4 royal stars. And those royal stars are Regulus, which is ruled by Leo and the Lion's Gate, very deeply connected to Sirius. The other royal stars are Fomalhaut, Antares, and Aldebaran. And they each represent one of the 4 corners of the fixed constellations. Though in the thousands of years since this was first developed, those constellations have actually shifted. So today, the star Regulus, which was originally associated with Leo, I believe is now in the early degrees of Virgo. But we look at it as the very last degrees or minutes of Leo and the early degrees of Virgo. And Regulus is one of the king stars. It is the lens for the Dog Star Sirius. And Sirius is the Christ consciousness star of freedom and liberation from all that hinders our evolution. Thus, Regulus is the brightest of the 4 king stars, and it represents the heart of the lion, bringing in courage in love. And it invites us to bring in deep change, but it is instructing us to do it through the heart of the lion. And this is the heart of courage. So let's now look at what beautiful messages here are coming in for us from the goddesses. So from the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, I'll put that one over there. We have the Goddess Isis and the Goddess Lakshmi. Very interesting energies here, because both of these goddesses are very ancient goddesses. The Goddess Isis is considered one of the most beautiful goddesses that has ever been represented on this planet. She was considered the embodiment of the divine feminine almost at every single level. She was a divine mother. She was a high priestess because she was a moon goddess. She also bore a beautiful son, Horus. She had a very beautiful contact with the sun god Ra, who taught her alchemy and manifestation. So she's a goddess that the ancients prayed to for many things, for fertility, for motherhood, for compassion, for love, for alchemy, and for manifestation. She was called on for many different aspects in one's life. And what I love about this specific card is that here she is holding the Ankh, which is one of the ancient symbols of mysticism. And the Ankh is the key that unlocks the door to the higher realms. And she is one of the keepers of that key. So she is a full representation of the high priestess, which is also embodied in the Greco-Roman world by the goddess Persephone, who could walk between worlds from Hades onto the earth. So she could walk through the underworld and in the other realms back onto this one. And the goddess Isis was also an embodiment of that energy. And she's showing us here that on the Lion's Gate, we have the ability now to tap into this multidimensional reality. And we have the ability to tap into all of our past lives, the ones that are bringing us gifts, but also the past life patterns that are perhaps hindering us at this time. And she's inviting us to dive deep into our life right now. This situation involves your past life memories, but this is also pointing to perhaps memories that we're holding in this lifetime. So this is an invitation to unlock the doors of your unconscious and your conscious mind, so that there is a stream of energy going back and forth between the two. Whatever memories you need from earlier on in your life, childhood, your early 20s, if ever there was certain times in your life where you have PTSD from, it's a time to use that beautiful key and unlock those memories so that you can release yourself from any pattern that might be still holding you bound. And the way you're going to know if this card applies to you in that format is if you feel like you're stagnant right now in your life, or that there's something you simply cannot break through, then call on the goddess Isis and the energy of the sun god Ra to help you break through this, so that you can remember what it is you have been missing, because I guarantee you there's a key that you're looking for here, and that is going to give you the answer that you are searching for. Okay, now the other goddess here is the beautiful Hindu goddess Lakshmi. She was considered the goddess of abundance, creativity. She could manifest anything within the realm of abundance, an abundance of finances, abundance of health, abundance of love, whatever it is you wanted. And the goddess Lakshmi always worked side by side with the deity Ganesh. And Ganesha is the elephant god. He was part elephant. He is the remover of obstacles. And so when you call in the goddess Lakshmi alongside the god Ganesh, there is nothing that you cannot accomplish. And look at this interesting dynamic we have that these two goddesses are showing us. The past life going into the bright future. And how I started out by telling you that right now in this Lionsgate, Stargate portal energy that we're in here, all of the timelines are circular. The past and the present and future are folding one upon the other. So we can pull on whatever gifts or memories we want and bring them from our past life into our present to create this bright future for ourselves. And at the same time, we can look at our past life to see what is possibly hindering us, what pattern we are still repeating over and over again, as if we're on Groundhog's Day, because that's what Groundhog's Day means, a pattern that keeps repeating until we find the solution to it, the way off the pattern or off the treadmill. And this is a time of breakthrough, and finding the pattern is what is also going to bring out the sun. It's so interesting how we have the some element of shadow here and moon energy, and here with Lakshmi we have the sun rising or the sun setting, but I'm looking at it as the sun rising. You have a very bright future here, and she's telling you to stop worrying because everything is going to be okay. You do not want to give your energy to worry, because worry then creates the darkness or the pattern that's possibly blocking you. So for some of us, it may be very simple in terms of finding where we continue to put worry and anxiety in our life, and invite these two beautiful goddesses in to help you shift your thoughts and your emotions from worry and anxiety and fear into something positive. And sometimes it's something as simple as looking at what in your day brought a smile to your face and focusing on that happy moment, and that will instantly get you out of the worry and back into the positivity here. So Lakshmi is indeed showing you that you have a bright future evolving in front of you, and that's what the Lion's Gate is portending here. Now let's look at the clarifiers, or the extra tools that are coming in to help us here from the star seeds, the cosmic helpers. I remember your life is a canvas and a new earth. Well, isn't it interesting? I remember. Soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Very much in alignment with our past lives. But what this is telling you is your soul now is wanting you to remember why you came to Earth. It's wanting you to remember the plan that you set into motion before you actually arrived here. And it's the fated plan versus the destiny plan. As a soul, you looked at this lifetime. You looked into that great cosmic pool of everlasting potentiality and unlimited possibility. And you decided to set a course of action into the memory of your soul when you came to this earth. What it requires you to do though while you're on this earth is to remember it, and then to choose to say yes, because you have free will while you're here. And as long as you don't remember to say yes to your soul's plan and to your destiny, you can be living more of a fated life, which is where life is happening to you, not for you. So I want to read what this card says, because this is a very, very important message. We live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments that we set out before we arrived on this earth become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into, meaning your birth family, the environment, the country, the religion, that is your fated life. Your soul life or your destiny is something separate from that. And it requires you to say yes to it. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card now, it's because you are likely facing the choice to follow your destiny life over your fated life, to trust the path that your soul is calling you toward, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads right now, at a moment when you are being called to make a decision, whether it's to keep walking this perfectly laid out path that was fated to you. You know, maybe it's your parents, your culture, your religion, your education, or to choose the path less traveled. You may be facing a change of career, a change of relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You are being invited now to remember your soul's greater plan and to surrender to it. So the key word is surrender. Every hero in his or her life journey comes eye to eye with doubt. The only way around that doubt is through it. It is part of the larger plan. It is part of the hero's journey. So the question here is, what are you being called to do? Surrender to your soul's plan. And then your life as a canvas follows that directly, because on your soul's plan, you now become the co-creator of your life. You are an artist. You are a manifester. You have creative accountability. Choose that accountability. And remember that as you move into becoming a greater participant in your soul's plan, and you become a greater participant in being a co-creator on this earth and in this cosmos, you are accountable for what you create. I love this card though, because it's showing you again that you are standing at a giant crossroads in your life. 2020 is without a doubt the biggest crossroads we have ever faced. And we have a lot of choices to make in this year that are going to set into motion the rest of this decade, okay? So not only is 2020 a profound year of revelation on the earth, where all that is hidden is coming to light, where our unconscious mind is merging more with our conscious mind, where our past life memories, gifts, and old patterns that we need to let go of are coming in. It is a year of resolution, because 2020 is where we get to resolve things so that we can now embrace the last major arcana in the tarot, which is the world. Because we move from the judgment, which is number 20, to the world, which is 21. And that will be next year, won't it? What are we choosing this year so that in 2021, the world is being delivered to us, okay? So you are the canvas. You are the master of your canvas here. What are you going to create? And the last message here is a new earth. It is happening. Keep holding the vision. Do not give up. Even if you are feeling as if you are standing radically alone on this pathway, you are a star being. You are a light being. Your greatest destiny comes from the cosmos, not from the 3D. Have faith, believe, trust, have courage that you are here to create a new earth. I also want to read from this card. Yeah, it's all about not giving up. How can you keep holding the vision? Don't give up now. You are closer than you think. It is possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. This is your sign that you are facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. That is the final message these cards are bringing you. You are remembering your soul's path, and in remembering that, the seeds that you are planting them before the manifestation is even coming into being. That's why it's requiring you to hold this vision. Tend to these new seeds that you are planting this year so that you can now dream them into existence. Keep your focus fixed. Keep charging ahead. This requires extreme trust and a radical vision. This is no mean feat. If you have pulled this card, it is a reminder to have faith. You chose to be here, to be part of this global shift. Whether you are bringing it about through prayer and meditation or through working on a new project, job, or creation, please keep going. It is happening. Do not give up now. You are being encouraged to remember that what you've been working toward for so long is almost here. So please do not give up. Continue to feed it, to give it your love, your trust, and your faith. And I'm talking about your vision. So let's look at the very last two cards I got as extra guidance here. From the secret language of light, ask your soul. That is beautiful. Again, it goes along with I remember in Isis. Ask your soul and the answers, you will find them there. Your soul has all of the answers that you seek, but you have to listen, and you have to listen deeply here. Something you have asked for will soon turn up in your life. Okay, so it's in alignment with this new earth. You are so very close to your dreams coming true. But what this card is telling you is ask the right questions. Wise questions are what create wise answers. So be sure that the question you are asking is actually the right one for you. Okay, so that's the first thing you have to discern. And then the asking is the first step in any creation. And it only needs to be about 10% of the creative process. And you only need to ask it once. Do not keep asking it every single day, because then you actually block it from manifesting. If we don't see any evidence of that our desires are coming into existence, we tend to think that we need to keep asking. But this actually holds us in a place where the answers cannot be heard. What you desire is on the way. This card is telling you so. Now it is time to listen, to interpret the vibrations that the universe is wanting to send you. And that brings us to the last and final card, the whispers. You have asked, you have listened to your soul. You have opened the doorway for your soul to further speak to you. And now you must listen to the whispers that your soul is bringing in. And they can come in as whispers. They don't always come in as very clear messages. Sometimes they come in as gentle feelings, something you cannot put a thought or a word to. This message here is telling you to tune into your soul voice, which is your soul, okay? To listen to what frequency your soul is speaking to you on. Which radio station is it? AM? Is it FM? Your mind and heart are expanding now to hear your soul whispers. You are and will soon find it easier to interpret and understand the vibrations of your soul through how you feel. Open the doorway to your soul whispers by feeling appreciative, and close the door by feeling judgmental. So there's a very important message here. When you have gratitude and appreciation, even if you are in a dark place or a dark night right now, and you have to reach for that gratitude, I am asking you to reach for it. Because when you reach for the gratitude and the appreciation, even if it is for a beautiful sunset, or the perfect temperature for that day. Start there. Start with the small things. The appreciation opens the doorway to the soul, into the vibration of the messages your soul is bringing to you, which is your soul plan. And the goddesses Isis and Lakshmi are your biggest guides here, and they are guiding you through this beautiful Lion's Gate. And remember, please, judgment and being overly opinionated is what closes the door to your soul. So please keep that in mind. I know as human beings, it's very hard to shut down judgment. It is so deeply ingrained in our nature, but work on it. And when you catch yourself being judgmental, stop and instead lift up your opinion and decide to go into the neutral zone. I call it practicing being Buddha, which is being neutral, being not aligned with yes, not aligned with no, not aligned with darkness or light, simply being aligned with being. Let's see if we have a last message here. Oh yes, this card is also prompting you to take notice of your dreams. When you are asleep, you cease conscious thought and resistance. Therefore, it makes it easier for you to receive the soul transmissions. And if you embrace the messages that come through your dreams, you will be able to then invite more of the same to come through. However, if you don't like a dream, see it as a sign for you to shift your focus or change your beliefs. So if you're having a dream that's very challenging, there's one of two messages coming through here. One, that you need to resolve something in it, that there's a shift within your focus or your belief system that you need to have happen so that the dream can be something positive, okay? The other message that the dream could be bringing through, especially if it's a difficult dream, is that you are resolving and healing some past life or early childhood or early teen or adulthood issue. Boy, I'm having a hard time speaking here. It's kind of late at night here on my end, midnight. So I think this is my sign to wish you all a beautiful Lion's Gate. And may you have wonderful, beautiful dreams tonight. May they be dreams that open up your soul whispers and that you can follow that guidance into this beautiful new earth that we are all creating. I send you all of my blessings and love.